Sorry, Coach.
Yep, you bet.
All right, Coach, biggest emphasis on your defense during this bye week, these 2 weeks that you've had?
Well, the biggest emphasis was we need to get healthy. You know, we had some guys banged up from the last couple of weeks, number one. But number two, we had to go back to some fundamentals. We had to, really go back and look at what we're doing, if we're doing things correctly, if we're asking too much of our kids, is our, scheme fit our kids fit our scheme, and ask a lot of questions, just self-evaluate. And, we fixed some things. Some guys are coming off the injury list, and, hopefully we're better. And we got to fix, just some fundamental stuff. And, we're still young and we make mistakes at critical times. And, going back on the game last week against UAB, first half, we played really good, solid defense, and then we just kind of fell apart as the game wore on. And we need to just continue to grind it out and get better.
Coach has talked about, this team maybe just needs to get ticked off and get mad at something. Is that something that this defense, you've sort of seen them find?
Well, that might be a good point. Maybe we got a little complacent getting the lead, and it's kind of been our MO the last year or so around here that we need to finish games and get that mentality of knocking these guys out and finishing those games in the third and fourth quarter, and we need to do that. And I think our kids obviously see the film, and they're smart kids, and we'll address it, and we just need to do that. We need to get better in the second half on some things. So as coaches, we need to do a better job adjusting, and players, we need to make our plays.
5 games in the season, and considering the bye week, sometimes to work on some things for yourselves. Are you seeing any new leaders sort of emerge onto the field, maybe more vocal, and then maybe that sort of translates over into their play?
I see some of our younger kids getting better, and there are kids that are stepping up, and which is a good thing. And I see guys improving, and we just got to keep it up. I mean, we got long ways away, seven games left, and the bulk of our season starting this Saturday and going all the way through November, and playing good quality opponents. I mean, everybody's right there. It's a lot of parity. It's a competitive conference, and it's fun. And every game is going to be tough for us. Every game is going to be competitive, and we got to keep getting turnovers, and we got to make those plays in the second half.
Florida Atlantic's got an offense that's just sort of sputtered throughout the season. What are you really seeing what you're going to have to stop in those guys?
Well, number one, they've sputtered early because they played some good teams. Nebraska and Alabama are really, really good on defense, and you go up to Laramie, Wyoming, that's a hard place to play. So they've played some quality opponents. They've moved the ball on those people. They just, they've had a tough schedule. They're getting better, which is kind of scary. And then they played some schools. Some other schools, and they went up and down the field against a couple people. They've turned the ball over at some tough times, especially in the red zone. That's really hurt them. But I see a very talented offense, really good skill again, very similar with some other schools in our conference. A really good quarterback, I think, and a solid offensive line. So we're going to have our hands full.
Anything else? That's it. Thanks, Coach.